Manitoba. I have been playing Melee since January of 2023, so a year and 3 months now.
Hmm.
Um, Played Smash for a good chunk of my life. Mostly played Ultimate. Didn't play anything of it competitively. No Smash game competitively.
Hmm.
And I picked up Melee as like a random. I'm gonna try this out, and then now I'm sucked into it.
That is usually how it happens. So it was Garrett, right?
Yes.
Is that what you like to go by?
Sure. Yeah.
Perfect. For me, it's David or KK, but never KirbyKaze. Sound good?
Sure.
Yeah, I just don't like it's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Uh,
I get that. I know.
Good. Alrighty. So, and just one small thing. I don't know if you saw my Discord, like my Discord alert or like message or
I
thing.
did.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I am gonna
Yeah.
be recording these, because yeah, people keep wanting to have exemplars. You're good with that?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Excellent. So, my cheese made friend, tell me about what you're no. So when you say that you're looking for a different perspective, what is? I guess my one of my big things I want to know is what are you worried that you're missing when you're like looking at your play when you're playing? Like, where do you think your blind spots are?
Um. Usually when I bring up like a different perspective, I it's I want to say it almost comes from like just a area of not being confident in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning like I might be looking at a ranked set of myself or even just like a VOD from a tournament recently, and I'll like jot down notes and all that, but I'm not sure if those notes are accurate, if that makes sense.
I mean, like, what type of notes do you put down? Like, if they're observation, I don't like. Are they observations? Are they opinions? Are they ideas? A bit of all.
Um, well, like I don't know. For example, like I keep like a Google Doc of just like random notes that I have, and I've like gone through them and just like realized that this is like over time as my knowledge has evolved, I've like realized like this is like not the right option, or this is not the right, I guess, situation that I should be in. And I usually when I first write down that not the right thing, which is subjective, it's like I don't know how to explain it.
Well, I think that's
It's
normal,
difficult.
though, right? Like, I would think that
Yeah.
as we, over time, our knowledge and understanding of the game should increase, and become more sophisticated. So certain things, ideas that we had back, like 6 months, like I have been wrong about so many things about developing this. A lot of the ideas that I thought were really good were not, and a lot of the ideas that I was more skeptical about turned out to be really good. So it's just we don't like, and it's not always the case. Like sometimes you just hit the money. Like Stomp Reset into Stomp, absolute fire. But
Yeah.
we don't always hit like we don't always hit the new B&B combo when we have an idea. We sometimes have sometimes like some things are incomplete, and I think that's to be expected. Would I be able to? Would you be able to share that some of like that document with me? Because I'd love to take a look at what you got if you want, and to
Sure,
see what you got.
I can send you. So also, a backstory on previous coaching. I used to be coached by Josh Mann
Okay.
when I first started, and recently he has not been in the coaching mood. So I've looked elsewhere, and I've landed on you. That's why I'm kind of here.
Nice. What did you like about? So, what did you like about how Josh Man operated?
Um, that's a good question.
Oof,
I think
that's a little scary.
no, it's just like I haven't really thought about it too much.
Okay.
Um, I liked how Joshman was like almost like brutally honest, and I should say brutally honest. Like he wasn't like calling me dog shit or anything like that, but he was actually like genuinely honest, and he would I don't know, he was just a smart fella. It was honestly like the first person that I saw in Metafy. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this out, and then
Oh,
like it worked out.
I mean, I feel like coaching's kind of like dating, you know? Like, you don't always, like, sometimes you just got a little, it's a bit of a trial and error, and it sounds like he's provided you some good insights. Like, I'm looking at the notes here, and I see that you've got, like, the down and forward option select for, no, for, like, for ASDI down. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What else do I have?
Okay, so I have expanded on this a lot.
Okay.
So the loose thoughts was what I did with him, and then the basic practice up until that green highlighted part is what he wrote down, and then everything else I've written down and jotted down myself.
Oh, wow, okay. So, loose thoughts, everything is like, so this is just him up to this stuff, and then everything else is you?
For the most part, yeah. Everything past this like the second page.
Everything past, wow, okay. ASDI, SDI, top of gate to slide down away. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. So you're like, so you're pretty advanced then. Like, this is very, like, because this is, you're talking about you like specific points on the on the controller gate here, and how they relate to Smash DI inputs, and like, so that means mechanically you understand how it works. Like, it's about passing the middle of the gate, like the ring in the middle of the gate, and then on top of that, okay, cool. So you know that, and then like there's the points on either side of like the cardinal north, south, east, west directions. Wonderful. Okay, cool. So that's useful. I mean everything here looks like pretty good as far as I'm concerned. I think that there's like things that are missing, but I mean like I wouldn't also put every single piece of information I know about a matchup in your notes because some of it is just second nature.
Yeah.
So like okay. So I guess let's see if we can find a pattern here for what we put down. So what matchup would you say you're strongest in? And like what 3 matchups would you say you're strongest in and what 3 matchups would you say you're weakest in? Or like you see the most room for you have the most opportunities in, as we'd say in the corporate world. Let's limit it just to like the top 10ish characters though. I'm sure we all could work on our Kirby game. It also doesn't matter. Like moving on.
King Poyo, he's a menace.
He is a menace, but we can get you there.
I would say top 3 that I would honestly I want to kind of can I reword it to confident?
Absolutely.
Okay. The top 3 I'm most confident in is Fox, Falcon, and it's a head-to-head battle between Peach and Falco third because those are the 2 matchups that I've been overall struggling with the most, but have been felt like as a person improving on the most, and I felt more confident in that.
Okay, so Peach and the fast fallers basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what about opportunities? Or reword it if you want, but like least confident, I guess maybe.
I guess least confident, or actually like even opportunist, is like Sheik, Peach more than Falco. You know, I'll put Falco in the top 3, Peach in the other 3.
Okay.
And Yoshi.
That makes sense. So you've got like this is actually this makes a lot of sense to me because like what I'm.
It's a very Marth player.
Well, yeah, but like
list.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I think that there's something to kind of confront there. Like, when I see those 3 characters in the top bucket, Fox, Falco, Falcon, what's their shared trait? Like, what's the one thing? Like, why do you feel confident against them? Like, what is it about them that makes you feel, yeah, I can always do this?
I think it's fairly easy to load up like a bot and hit them as for like punish, but with like floaties or anything other than that, it's like it's more difficult to like actually practice punish with a bot. I feel like personally practicing punish against floaties, like I have to like actually play someone for like a long time. Meanwhile, with like fast fallers, I can like sit at my computer for 2 hours, load up a 20XX bot, and be like, all right, I'm just going to hit this guy for like 30 minutes and then switch to another character.
Interesting. Okay, I see. I'm interested. So, the impression I get from that is it's easier to like refine how you kill them. Like the top bucket.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, I should probably share my. I guess I can. Well, do you want to see what I have on my screen, or I guess it doesn't really matter at this phase. But yeah, like this is how I'm kind of organizing it. So when I see the characters that you're describing, what I really get is these guys are fragile. These guys are easier to kill. There's more straightforward in how you do it. These three are tanks.
Yeah.
With how they survive Marth, like you often have like long stalks that go to like 180, 150. Like this is a common occurrence with them. These ones it can happen, but it like the way in which their defense is weak on hit. So it's easier for you to like take them from start to finish, which is a very understandable like reason for them to be like more straightforward.
Yeah, and I've slowly kind of realized that because even like looking up like Samus just tips, a lot of people are reminiscing of like, yeah, you're gonna be expected to kill these people at like 190 off like a random move.
And how does that
And
make
that's
you feel?
I think that's just like the nature of the matchup, and I can't do anything about it.
That's not
But
what
this,
I asked.
how does that make me feel?
Yeah, like the prospect, like what's the reaction that you have in your body? Like, let's say, let's say you know that you're gonna be fighting Plup when he's going Samus at a tournament.
Right.
He's your first, like beating him. You get into like second day winners bracket. Like, what is your emotional reaction?
I think.
What does your body do? Like, are you like
Yeah, I'm
nervous? Like, does it feel good? Like,
well. If it's Plup, I'm nervous. Either way.
but what if it's his Fox?
Oh, if it's Fox,
Compare your reaction to the Samus versus the Fox. That's what I'm getting at.
I guess. Then currently at my state, I would feel more confident against the Fox because I feel like it's easier to kill Fox than Samus.
Yeah, like the win condition's more straightforward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. Like, because it's either way we're gonna feel nervous as Plup, but like one of them is less bad. Like and if I'm wrong, tell me because I don't want to like plant an idea and have run with it and it not be like consistent with your experience. But even though it's nervous, there's nerves either way because it's Plup. He's amazing, but like the Fox is less intimidating, right?
Yeah. For me, in my current skill level, I find Fox is less, I guess, scary in a sense
Nerve-wracking.
than like floaties whom I have to. I don't have a lot of options. I shouldn't say don't have a lot of options against, but I don't feel like I have a lot of options against.
True. Okay. So if that's the case, I think there's a lot of ways that we can approach how to solve this. The big thing that we're going to need to make sure that we do though is we're going to need to provide a similar structure that you have versus the top bucket, like the fast fallers and stuff, versus the floaty characters. Because really, like, there's no solution there's no like simple shortcut. These characters are difficult, but they can be overcome. So when you think about like how somebody like beats this character, what is the first like what comes to mind for you? Like how do you like who's the best person in the world versus the floaty characters in your opinion with Marth?
I don't know. I actually never thought about that specifically. I think it's a cop-out, but also like a fine saying to say Zain
Yeah, that's
for
not a cop
Marth.
out. That's a fact. So like,
Yeah.
so let's put that down. So like Zain, what does he do well? Like, what do you think that you can take from him?
I think what he does well. He controls. So recently I've been looking at him playing against like Laud and other Peaches, and I find that he controls space incredibly well, with like very little degree of like getting punished for it.
Okay, doesn't get reversaled or punished. How do you think he does that?
I don't know.
Want to take a look at it together?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, so like I'll drive on this one just because
Sure.
I am me. But let's see. Why don't you pick the set? What are we gonna do in Zain versus who?
I did Laud for Peach.
Let's do Laud. Yeah, Peach is the quintessential floaty. So let's take a look at maybe them versus. They played at SmashCon, right? Like 2023.
2019, I think.
I thought they played more recently.
I think the recent one was Summit 13, which is the one. Which is the.
Let's go for something more recent then, like Zain versus Peach. Yeah, I want something that's a little bit more up to date. Oh,
Oh, Triff. There we go.
Drift. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they also played Sirmeris at full bloom. We got a lot of good options. One of these two. Which of these two? I would
Let's
like.
do
Mm-hmm.
let's do the most recent one.
Perfect. Love it.
First time.
And is this a good volume for you?
Kicking something off. And yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Okay,
I bet
perfect.
20
Let's
bucks
take a
on
look.
versus
See.
Zain.
So let's start on the
Protect
battlefield.
Lamar if I won.
And let's slow this down actually just a touch. So we can do 0.75.
I lost 50.
It's good?
To Nick and
Yep.
at a base
Great.
point.
All right. So this is the idea phase. Like we've identified a problem. We don't keep control versus floaty characters nearly as well as we do. No, as well as we need to for them to feel comfortable. And we have an exemplar here of like how to do it. So what do you notice about how he's like how he's pressuring Sirmeris here?
I mean, he grew up.
He seems to want to stay on side plat a lot more, especially when she's off stage.
It was not believed.
Because I feel like Peaches don't typically want to go to ledge. So and I think Zain kind of realizes that, where he tries to be more higher up on the stage while they're off stage.
Yeah, it also just makes sense, right? Because like she recovers pretty high. Marth has trouble like getting up there, so it might also like
Yeah.
adjust his starting position to one more suited to where she is.
Yeah.
Like, so kind of like multitasks, doesn't it, right? Like, because all the benefits that you're describing are still there. Like, it makes sense for her to want to go to the closer surface. She doesn't really want to go here. You can see my mouse, right?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Like, she doesn't want to go here. This is like basically safer because it's just here but on stage. Like it's like landing here but on stage. She also has like platform cheese with the down smash and whatever, and shield drop. Shield drop's great for her with her frame 3 nair. Like that all makes sense to me. So he's guarding that zone. Like he's just not letting her have it. What do you think of that fair into dash? What do you think of that fair? Do you ever get dash attacked by going for fairs?
Probably, but I can't think of a specific situation at the moment.
Okay. Well, do you think that you would? What would you do here if you were Zain? After this fair.
Since she is crouching for CC, I would be worried about down smash, but it is at a range where down smash wouldn't hit, so I would CC personally in case of a dash attack.
Okay. So.
Or he shields.
Yeah, so you basically wind up with the same thing that he gets, but you have to take damage for yours, whereas he doesn't.
Right.
Why do you think he goes for shield here instead of dash? Like, but damage isn't really that big a deal, like 12 damage. Why do you think he goes for this though? Because usually shielding is like a pretty big commitment relative to like crouching or like you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
What are we worried about if we shield? Usually the problem is grabbing, right? Like or that.
Grabbing, or like if he's gonna do a down smash right away, but I don't think that's really that much of a worry.
Well, we already identified we're too far for down smash, so we don't have to worry about that.
You're right.
So if we're too far for down smash, then are we close enough to be grabbed?
No? I don't know.
I mean, like, you tell me. Look at the spacing.
Well, no. Right at the current moment, no.
Right. So she'd have to run over and do it, right?
Yeah.
So, and like, if we do literally anything else, other than like crouch or shield, does that work?
Anything else other than crouch and shield?
Yeah, if Marth does anything other than crouch or shield here, does her grab work?
No.
Right. So like, it's just she has to like be calling out basically one of two options in order for like the only thing that's good against our shield to work. Because we know down smash is too far.
Mm-hmm.
We know that this deals with her other haymaker, dash attack. We know that her other option left would be grab, and we're too far for it unless she comes forward.
Right.
So this is actually really good. The other thing that's interesting is I thought, like, why not dash away?
I dash attack probably would still hit.
Yeah, and on top of that, even if it doesn't, look at how good our position is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we want to...
Yeah, still controlling center stage. Like, I'm assuming he's gonna grab after getting hit by shield there.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, the thing is, like, we have... If we break this down, like, Peach, which is scary... Like, Peach, I think, is kind of a character who does not like being here. Like, this is, like, her big no-no zone. Because in this spot, she doesn't have any room to, like, back up for turnip. Like she's if she pulls turnip or goes for anything that helps her develop her develop the things she needs to develop to be competitive with with Marth's range, she's basically has to do it on the platform, which is tipperable, or in the corner, which is easy to hit. So like she takes a tremendous amount of risk by operating in this zone, and she's slow, so having to move in this like tiny box to get anything done is really hard for avoiding Marth's footsie tools. Realistically, where Peach wants to be is like here. She wants to have control of the box, like the middle box. This is good for her because she can then hit us going here, here, or here with options because she can throw the turnip upwards to get that spot. She can also attack these with like her aerials with turnip if she pulls it, and on top of that, she has this entire block of space like in either direction to like work with for retreating to like get vegetables online, etc. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, yes.
Yeah, so basically what Zain's doing here by shielding here is he is denying entry to like this entire zone where she wants to be.
But I guess that's like most people want center stage, no?
Not necessarily. It depends on the matchup, the stage position. Like, do you want center stage versus ice climbers?
No.
Right.
I mean, actually, yes. Wait.
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay. I guess it's all situational.
I mean, like, there's, like, okay, so, like, with Melee, like most things, there are general, like, having center stage is generally good.
Yeah.
But some characters value it more than others. Like, generally, the more you value center stage, the more your character obeys the game's rules about conventional combat. And I would argue, even though like Peach is not necessarily what we'd really associate with that, Peach's slowness means that at least when it comes to the positioning side of things, she absolutely does have to obey some of it. Because she's simply too slow. Like, how does she hit anyone if she's in here? Like, if somebody has this entire space, how does she possibly pin someone? Because she has to... Like, she has to move in advance in order to get someone. That's, like, her whole weakness. Like, that's one of her primary weaknesses. So if we did take her ability to do that, to contain us with her, like, float and stuff, then, yeah, she has to just, like, work her way out of the box, then establish her game, and then she's in charge. But, like, that's, like, 3 steps that we've made her take. Whereas if she's starting in center, it's just like, okay, win one mix-up, then go.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, I think you're thinking, like, you're pondering. I can hear it.
No. I have, like, I take a while to process words, so that's just like me.
No, like, but it sounds like you're having it sounds like you have an idea, or like you're coming, or you haven't, like, something going on in your head. I'm curious, what's up?
Genuinely nothing. I'm actually emptied.
Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
I will yap if I have things to say.
Okay. Very well. And how do you find this is going so far? Is this good, bad, like, yeah?
No, I'm liking this. I'm liking this.
Great. So there's that grab you were telling us happened into forward throw fair. Now let's talk about this. So why up? No, we get him in with the up fair up air. I think that personally makes sense. I think there's like 6 other things you can do here that are probably good because like forward throw fair when they DI in on the forward throw and then away on the fair is just generally very good. But like, talk to me about this, about what happens next. So like, what's in your mind? What is Marth trying to do in this kind of like position?
I feel like still racking up percent and trying to get Peach's jump out while hitting her while she's jumping, or while she's getting her extra like float.
So let's walk us through this. Let's take a walk through this. So we get this forward throw into fair. DI's in on the fair, away on the up air, chases him off with the fair, and he's able to like swing at him to like pressure him out of that zone, like out of like basically the counter hit zone. Like, just go away. You're not welcome here. So then he lands here, and I think that we see like the thing that you're talking about. It makes no sense for her to go here. What is the recovery spot that we're worried about here? Like, where do we want to protect?
Currently side plat. I guess that's what he's trying to protect with himself. But also,
like, what are her options?
Side plat, top plat.
Well, we know she can. Let's go. Let's list all of them. So like again.
Okay.
No, it's all good. No, don't stop apologizing. I know we're Canadians, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
So she can go to the ledge. We'll name that one L. She doesn't want to do this because that sucks.
Yeah.
The other option she has is to try to land where Zain is, which would be SP. Which also, but the problem here is that we have Zain here, who's saying absolutely no. So then what's her other option?
Top plat?
Yeah, of course. TP. Now here's the problem. Here's why this position by Zain is so good. By him being here and putting his starting position here, he can position himself like a wall.
Yeah.
And block both.
Well, I also find that he would also be able to kind of protect the ledge as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's as long as his position, as long as his footing is good, like the motion that he has to make is probably like something like this, into like that to like guard to like land here so he can guard that space. But yeah, absolutely. So he's covering everything. Like there's no good spot for her to move into. Best she can do is like stay here, but that is a shelf life because she can't float forever.
Right.
In fact, we actually see that she tries to go for like on stage, right?
Yeah.
So actually that means that we missed one in our model. But that's okay, because the thing about these models is that they're not supposed to capture everything. We are not perfect. We will not capture everything. But we can also now include OS as part of this general path on stage. Or actually more accurately, it's the floor. So floor. With that in mind, though, how do you think is this where do you think you would normally let's rewind though. Where do you think you would normally be in this position when after hitting him like this? Peach off stage.
I think I would probably be on just stage, not even on any platforms.
Yeah, but you can see how I gotcha, and I bet that makes it really difficult to cover those zones.
Yes, it does.
So by just being in a different spot relative to her, we can see we cut off like so many important critical spots for her, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably something good, concrete to take away. Where can I be on the platform? No, is being on the platform better than being on the stage for the purposes of covering where they want to go? I bet that would make a huge difference.
Like just that thought process?
Just that process alone. Because think about like how many times you would drop this at, and like how often this probably comes up. Like you hit Peach high off stage with float around here. Or like anywhere in this like entire recovery zone, like from here to here. Right? Because her umbrella goes really high. So like anywhere from like here probably to here, it's probably way easy. Maybe not that low, maybe like here. But like you can see what I mean. Anything in this in this giant like vertical space zone and higher, like it's so much easier to cover from here compared to being on the floor because you don't reach her in one jump here. The real magic here is Zain is keeping her within one jump.
Yeah.
So as a concrete improvement, I would say is keep Peach within one jump.
Okay.
One full hop. If you can. If possible.
Need to get you a drawing tablet.
We do. I need to honestly, like I love these diagrams though. I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I'm loving it too. It's just the writing.
I know, but that's okay. I have terrible handwriting anyway. But yeah, me too. I'd argue this is a mistake. Can you imagine like what happens if he gets the fair he's trying to do here? That's probably a kill, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because he just like fairs down, pushes him forward, spikes him. Yeah.
He grew up with.
Yeah, because so even if she drops on the stage / ledge, like you can. Even if you don't do the jump and she does it before you can react, like you can still just like shield drop fair or anything like that.
Yeah, like let's look at this. She starts her fair, she's falling into this. Like you have a million years to react to that.
Yeah.
And then all you have to do is just hit her before she lands.
Yeah.
And then she's dead.
He grew up with the.
All right, let's speed this up a bit though, because we're bad at this.
Speed up the neutral. Get it over with.
Huh?
No.
Do you want to look at neutral?
He was playing a lot with Rishi with.
Like,
I don't know.
what part of the matchup do you find toughest, neutral or the punish side? Because it sounds like the structural stuff is the punish and keeping advantage. You haven't really described neutral as being tough, but maybe it is. I don't know.
Neutral isn't the most tough. I think neutral with turnip play is difficult.
Okay, that's important to know. We'll keep an eye on turnips then. What do you think about this? Like, how do you think? So once again, we have this thing, and he gets on the platform.
Yes.
Because like he's now like keeping him within like that one jump aerial range.
Yeah.
Because look at how much more control he has. Like he forces them onto the ledge because of that. He can't challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just screwed, so he has nothing left to do, so he just goes and does the only thing he can. He dies and respawns and says, alright, hopefully this one goes better.
Yeah.
Usually when your plan involves them doing that at some point, it's a good plan.
Zain's, man, he's just different.
So,
When your opponent wants
let's
to
talk about
jump,
these.
then
So, okay, never mind, he doesn't get the conversion. What do you think of, what do you think went wrong here?
jump,
And just a spacing thing, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, like, did the fair not tip her? Because it felt like it went more sideways than up.
That is correct. It did not tip her. It was a soft fair.
when your
Yeah.
opponent wants
So you think he wanted to tip her this?
I would say he probably wanted to tip her it
Okay. And where do
Yeah.
what do you do with that hit? Where do you go from there?
off of a tipper.
Yeah, let's assume he does it the way that we think he's supposed to. Where does he go?
Yeah. I would say he probably wanted to tip her into landing onto side plat and then either fairing more or I can't envision the exact spot where she would be right now.
She goes somewhere between these 2 points.
Okay. Then he would probably want like to refresh, like probably land on the plat, get his double jump to make sure, and then like continue fairing, or maybe even an up air.
Okay, got it. So like from Marth, this is Peach's stuff. So then from Marth's perspective, which will be red, he goes up, like swings with the tip fair, and then on this DI, probably what, like up air, or
Yeah, double jump up air, land on plat, and then
probably just like do the up air without the double jump, right? Like you don't necessarily need to, like
Yeah,
double
true.
jump, or is the double jump important?
well, I'm thinking he double jumps where he is right now off after the fair.
Okay, got it.
jump,
But like he's already going onto the platform, so I'm thinking.
Oh
just
wait, it was a
hit
full hop. Oh my
Bam.
god. Okay, then maybe not double jump.
Okay, fair enough. But like he's gonna basically end up around here. We know that. So like up air here,
Yeah.
and then we go from there. Cool.
Yeah.
If she goes over here, we probably fair again or tip her.
Fair or yeah. I would say fair, and he would probably still want to just try pushing her off of the stage as much. He probably wouldn't want to F smash because that kind of just ends the sequence.
True. So like you're thinking soft fair or strong fair.
That I don't know how to choose between the two, but
Trust
Probably-
your gut. Which one do you think works better? And then we'll break it down.
so if he tippers this fair currently and he goes for another fair, I would say he would maybe want to soft it, and
Why?
then I think it would keep Peach closer to him and it'll allow him to continue the sequence with maybe another fair and still rack up damage.
Yeah, I agree. So here's the thing: if you do the strong hit fair in this kind of position, all you're gonna do is you're just gonna turn this into you're functionally turning it into an up air.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because like the up air, like the strong fair is just gonna pop her up here,
hmm
and then you're just gonna be like doing that stuff. The soft hit fair though hits her forward, and we land immediately. The big thing here is landing on the platform right after she's in the air, because we're hitting her about here, and then we're landing. So then, like, if she DIs away, we can react to that and tipper her, because she's gonna come out around here. Alternatively, we'll denote that with pink. So when she comes out of the soft fair and goes around here, because like we can think about like we know that she's gonna be at about like 40, like about like 50.
hmm
If she DIs away from that here, like to that spot, and we land here, she's like, we actually have a chance to just kill her with the DI mix-up.
Right.
And if she doesn't DI away, like DI away on the tipper, and we see that she goes over here, we can still threaten the mix-up by running forward with another soft fair into, because we land immediately, we can try to kill her with fair into spike. So
Yes.
we have a really deadly 50-50 to go for, where she has to like pick which one. It's a tough reaction. She has to just like pick which one she thinks she's going to die to. And that's usually a very good problem to have. So it's yeah, like she has to guess on a coin flip, and we're Marth, and like come on, if we kill her at like 70 or 80 or whatever she'd be at after, like that is a huge swing.
That's
like,
beautiful.
like she's gone. Like she doesn't come back. Like they never come back from that. Okay, they do, but like it's hard. We make it really hard for them to come back from that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So let's look for like one more situation. Look, it's the thing we talked about kind of.
There we go.
Granted, like he was higher up, so like, because he got the high thing, but like that's kind of the same dynamic that we're talking about. Isn't it cool that we can see it like play out right after?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the basics never really go away. So let's talk about vegetables. So how is he dealing with the turnips, and what do you like and hate about like what's going on?
You want to rewind? You want to go back to it? So he just. It's honest, like the second turnip he just crouch cancels it because he's also just low percent, and I don't think he wants to be in shield.
Why not?
Because if he's in shield and she throws the third turnip that's going to be coming, it'll just like bounce, and then she'll be in a pretty advantageous situation to just like regrab turnip and shield pressure.
Agreed. This deactivates the turnip. She can't bounce off. This deactivates the turnip. There's no hitbox there anymore because it's hit us. So, because it's made contact with us, she is no longer able to bounce off of that turnip. She is no longer able to work with it functionally, and we still have access to our dash, meaning that we can engage her more effectively. Now, she's still okay because, again, like, he got pushed back, and, like, he then wave dashed. I think he thought that she was going to advance after seeing the turnip hit, but he did not. So Sirmeris played well here. Sirmeris wanted this mix-up. But the fact that there was a mix-up instead of just, like, having to, like, tank the turnips and, like, wait for her to, like, stop doing them, that is significant. I'm not saying she has to do that. Like, there are ways to weave through the turnip wall from out of shield. Like, there's counterplay, but, like, it's much more restrictive and easier for her to plan around because we have to wave dash, basically. End of the day, we have to wave dash, which means that all she has to do is just in place, just do float aerials or down smash or whatever, and then all of a sudden we get, like, smacked away. The risk reward is much more dangerous after the fact, even though this one costs a little health up front.
Yeah. And then he full hops, which is questionable. I'm not too sure about the full hop.
Well, I think
it's
just
in
double
general.
Jump.
Oh yeah.
I think that he meant to dare here, honestly. Like, to be honest, with the time, if we look at the timing of it, you see what I mean?
Yeah. You might be right.
I don't know if it would have beaten Sirmeris' option because Sirmeris is a Chad who knew to nair, but like, I think that's what he was going for. And I think that the down air could have worked. It's just like against a less aggressive nair timing. So there was still the double jump was questionable, but it is what it is. I really like that power shield.
Yeah. So now he starts. Is he shielding now because he wants her to pressure, like just go run forward towards him? Since she's in the corner and he's controlling center, that like, it seems like he's shielding to bounce a turnip and almost like kind of bait it.
Well, it's dangerous for her to jump near him, right? Like if he's like nairing out, if she comes forward and like tries to catch the turnip off his shield, with her being in the corner and her also being at 116 nair, like single hit nair, double, like both hits of nair, like there's lots of things here that are really good for him if she does that. The other thing I'd think about, like I think that dash attack forward, like just dash attack burst forward out of the corner is absolutely a consideration. So I think in this context, because she's more pinned going into this, and she's starting on the back foot, the shield makes a lot more sense. Like, look at that, right?
Yeah, and he also just jabs, just to knock it.
exactly. We also might want to consider that maybe his percent matters. He's at 69. Previously, he was at 26. Maybe maybe there's some turnips that like break crouch cancel or push him back a little bit further. Like, look at that, right?
Like that, yeah.
So that's also a consideration. So like what damage you're at, what your options are, what her options are, how far they push you. Like all of those are I think are important considerations. But I think that like what we can take away concretely, at lower percents crouch canceling the turnips to stay flexible, probably not a bad idea once in a while. And I think that at higher percents, like trying to pin her as she's doing them, and being a little bit more like a little bit more willing to be slow about how we deal with them and how we work our way in, so that we don't just like fold to the wave dash forward into her stuff punish, like or call out. Because it's really the patience here that's like so impressive to me. The fact that Sirmeris is saying. Sirmeris has very good composure on his like turnip play, I think. But Zain is still like managing to get to take like a lot of margin off him just by being composed himself.
Is this going to be one of the best features? We were talking a lot about how Jack there's.
I also love how he doesn't get like he doesn't get completely like tripped up by that. Like he still defends properly here after that like weird scramble.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I was just gonna ask you to rewind that.
Boom. So like look at how he positions himself with his jumps too, to like land perfectly on the platform. I think that like boarding the platforms in general, like being efficient about like getting on there with attacks and just general movement could be like a really important part of the puzzle here.
Yeah.
And the other side of it would be the turnip stuff. So I think that now usually we're at like 41 minutes, so let me ask you: do you want to continue with analysis, or do you want to like play some? Do you want to play some games against somebody? Like, do you have a Peach player you could fight quick, like in a few rounds, or because I know she's hard to find on. She's hard to find on like unranked and stuff, but
yeah, I did recently play against a Peach player. I've slippy replays of, but you want just like live matches with the newfound knowledge.
I want to see what it looks like when you do it. That said, oh god, I'm just gonna get this. I would probably just get destroyed. I mean, like I'd play the character. I don't mind playing her against you to like try this. You're probably much better than me. But I don't know.
I don't think so.
So is trying live something you'd be open to then? Because we could do.
I mean, we can do it. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So what I'll do is I will stop streaming, and yeah, we'll take it from there. And yeah, so the big things let me just write these out for you though.
Yes.
So, turnips, using crouch cancel at low percent, to to stay flexible, and prevent bounce, recatch, or bounce off new turnip setups. Turnips, and then the other one would be using shield when she's cornered, or at high percent, plus swatting with sword moves, low commit sword moves. Emphasis on being patient and not running into not wave dashing Oos into FC Nair / down smash. Make her punish her for coming forward, with fair Oos and wave dash back Oos. So that would be like the turnip notes, and then for the other one it would be general, neutral / punish positioning. How can we use the platforms more effectively? Focus on boarding them to extend or complete punishes, and guarding space, and whether we want to be on or off them to guard her recovery zones. All that sound good?
That makes sense.
Perfect. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna stop streaming and let's play some games. I'll give you my Connect code.
Yeah, I know it's on your yeah. Okay, and I'll put mine in too.
Amazing. And let me see here, Slippy and cheese 180. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, let me just now. Gosh, okay. Oh, save me, Fob. Like, help.
Please, please.
Why are we trying to ban those again?
Was that the topic of discussion?
I don't even know what's going on in this discussion. I just heard someone say ban notches, and I just stopped looking at it.
Yeah, I've read enough, and I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I think the box should have a little bit of more nerfs, and I think we'll be fine. Okay.
This is not how I thought this would go. Why are you down tilting when I'm in the air?
I don't know.
You know better than that. Don't give me that.
Oh no.
I hope you're not nervous.
I might be.
Why?
I also haven't picked up the controller at all today.
Neither have I. I am playing the floaty though.
True. Unfair advantage.
So wait. How, where do you rank in region?
None.
Okay.
I'm not PR'd.
Gotcha. Okay, never mind. I see what my... Perfect, good F smash. We're on Dreamland, and yeah, I also do have 19 years of experience on you, probably.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Playing a little too close. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Back here coming up. Nice. Try to like, okay, so when you're pressuring her, yep, keep going. Keep going. When you're pressuring her, try to keep like an eye out for her dash attack, and like that's like the magic distance you want to be from her.
Okay. Similar to like how I view Sheik is like I space around dash attack for the most part.
Because it's her long range threat, and that's why like that's why shielding close to her is good sometimes when you're like moving around. Because when you shield close to her, that's her one like when I say close, I mean like outside her near range, but like close enough to be dash attacked.
Right.
Like
Okay.
in that spot, for example. You would have gotten that one. So, let's make sure that you're going using the platforms, and let's also make sure that we're spacing like Sheik. The other big opening.
I did click random. Do you want me to change the
No,
stage?
this is fine. This is good.
Okay.
Because we can focus on ground game here. So how do you deny? One of the reasons you keep the dash attack spacing is so that you can punish these.
Okay.
Because like here, like, pull, like if I pull, what do you do? What do you think you do?
Like dash attack?
Dash attack's great. Also run cancel forward smash like that. That's a good way to kill her. And then you also have grab if you want to. Like grab is fine. So let's try to like play with those concepts in there. Doesn't that feel good?
Every tipper feels good.
I hope Joshman did not like give you like an idea that like Marth tipper's like bad or something.
No.
Good. A lot of people are like, no, you were like forward smashing with Marth, and it's like, yes.
Yes,
Good.
it is a valuable tool. I do feel bad if I'm playing like someone that's new to the game and I just hit like a really unfortunate tipper. I'm like, oh.
I never feel bad about those. It is part of the hazing ritual. Now that we both know is like not it.
Yep.
Nice. This is more what I expected. What goal do you think you'd want to be for power ranking one day? Or just as far as you can go?
1.
Nice. That is as far as you can possibly go. So
Yes.
Nice ledge crawl. Good, right idea. You wanted to dash back after that, right?
Yeah, I was actually trying to go for a dash back pivot.
That makes sense. Yeah, it looked like you were caught in your movement.
I also think I misspaced it a little bit. I don't know how I got that.
Patience. Remember, when I'm landing, like you want. If I've already landed, it's usually too late to counter hit me.
Okay.
Like you have to then go for something safer.
What the fuck?
Nice. Remember, we want to stay like within one jump. Yep. Good work keeping pressure. I think the main thing there is just like figuring, like I feel like you're really nervous about like when I get close to you. So just try to like have confidence in your move. Remember, you can make like a wall that guards like the spot you're trying to cover. And if I avoid it, because like, just put me in like the tip of it, and then if I avoid it, then I probably have to like move back or commit to a worse position.
Okay.
Good shot. Oh, I missed it.
Oh no!
But how are you finding like the dynamic feels like with what we're working on? More or less manageable.
I would say more manageable. I think just like keeping in my head, like go off of one jump to be like a pretty easy, like almost like game plan.
Yeah, because you're like in one jump now, and you see how easily you spot me, right?
Yeah.
So now, if I can go this high? Where did we have like? What's like one of the places we might want to like consider going on to? It's a little awkward on Pokemon, but like yeah, of course. Oh shit, I'm Armada apparently.
just pulling up on me.
But then you're pulling up on me. Nice. I'm gonna go away from there. Remember what? Remember? Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I won't like make any free. But you counter anyway. This is what I like to see. All right, but what if I go the other? Okay. Yeah, and that one is just like a timing mix-up where I just didn't do anything. Like,
yeah.
But like that's.
Oh my god.
But now we're playing with each other, right? We're not just like, we're not just flailing around being like, please save me, Zain Jizz. Like Zain Jizz sees us out. But like it's, we have a dynamic going on. Before it was, I didn't really feel like that was there. When I feel like this wouldn't be here when if we watched her play before, at least not with this much like deliberateness.
Right. Okay. I actually wasn't thinking I was gonna hit.
Why would you let me keep doing that though? Why not just like down air or counter or something?
I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Hmm.
I know. I'm not really. I'm mean. I make you have to like think and stuff.
No, that's fine.
Nice. Love the rule. There you go. Punish the DI in. Very nice. After this game, we'll do a debrief and just like check, like, and see how you're doing, what you're gonna work on.
Sure.
I have no jump. And you. I got it back. Remember, I can go forward with that too. So it's like, you just want to like, I feel like you stand still a lot. If you need to like bounce or like move or something to stay like light on your feet, that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like just don't jump like at a bad time. That's really the only rule with that. Nice, good shield buffer. Punish my shield drop buffer. Very close.
I moved too close.
Very, 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 very too close. But I think those were good games. I
Yeah.
personally had fun. So
I wasn't expecting the peach.
I know how to play Peach. I used to counter pick her versus Ices, and like I know her matchups like somewhat well.
Oh yeah.
So, how did you feel this went, and what are your thoughts? And like, what are your thoughts and takeaways? Like, you tell me what you're gonna work on.
Okay. I enjoyed this. This actually helped out a lot. My takeaways are, I think it'll be beneficial when I'm looking at like VODs of pro players and stuff like that, is to like actually just like pause the frame and kind of go into their mind and think, what do they want to do and what do they want to cover? And like asking that question myself personally during my own games.
Agreed. I think that's a really good idea as well, because like at the end of the day, like really the whole point of reviewing a VOD, right? Like what do we get out of reviewing a VOD if we think about it? It's mainly that we get insights. It's not meant to be a substitute for like practice or playing. It's meant to be an augment. It's meant to be something that gives us focus. So if we're constantly going at it at the same rate that we play the game with, which is real time, and we're not pausing to look at all the little things, then when are we going to learn those little things?
Right.
So I think that's a really good observation on your end, because yeah, those screenshots, those snapshots of like the dynamics of a situation, they're really valuable. They give us a lot of things to like work with in terms of how we can approach a situation going forward and structure our decisions better without us even having to like, a lot of times we don't even have to look at frame data.
Yeah, you're right.
I know. But it is important that you knew that, because I already know that.
Yeah, I mean, I've looked at frame data when I'm arguing about how quick a move comes out, but during like actual practicing and or like VOD reviewing, I'm like, it's just that has never came to my head of like, oh, I need to know when this comes out. That doesn't really happen with me personally.
I still find it useful once in a while. Like, I think it's good to know like frame data as a form of relativity. Like knowing that my turnip pull takes like 29 frames with Peach. That's useful because it means that if Fox has already started as a B, I can't pick it up, throw it at him in time.
I see.
0 chance because he moves on 43. So like that means I would need to start at least a quarter of a. I would probably need to start about like half a second before he has even inputted his up B in order for my turnip to do anything. So knowing relativity like that, I think, can be useful. But you're right, like it's generally, and that's you. And the funny thing is, by slowing down and getting a snapshot, you can usually get a lot of those broad strokes, general reference points, just from these kinds of moments.
Yeah.
Cool. So, am I going to count on you to see you at your name on number 1 of your PR like sometime soon?
Yeah,
well,
fucking...
I guess soon is like a, maybe a little ambitious. But
give
like
it some time.
One time. Okay. Well, if you ever need any more help, let me know.
For sure.
One rule I have: anything we've gone over here, you feel free to ask me about like at a later time. That is part of why I charge the big bucks. So that I don't have to like fill like 40 hours a week. It's so that if with the hours I do fill, if you need extra help for understanding anything from our previous lesson, we can absolutely take some time and go over that.
And where can I find the recording of this?
It'll be on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
KirbyKaze 7726.
I've been recommended your videos a few times.
Okay, then you know where to find me.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll let you go. I have someone at 3, but take
All right.
care, Garrett. Okay.
You too. Take care, David.